Hey guys and gals, having a little fun today. Finally got back from work and got some stuff ordered through Amazon, and it showed up. So I've been having a little fun working with it, trying it out. One of them is the Frankfurt tumbler, and comes with the media and comes with a few little options here and there. The thing works great. I love the timer option on it. I basically set it outside, I plugged it in, and I figured I'm busy doing this other stuff anyway, so why not run it for like an hour and a half? Is there a difference between an hour? Hey, Evan Fields. Is there a difference between an hour and a half hour, or hour and a half hour? Probably a little bit. The steel media probably gets in the cases a little better, cleans them up. But if it's outside running and you got other stuff you're working on, why not? So right now I'm swedging 223, which was basically a 5.56 primer pocket, and turning it into a small pistol or a small rifle primer pocket. So kind of something cool, at least that I've been working on. Let me show you. So down here, this case here, it holds 4 ammo cans. God, it's horrible. I tried hooking up my other one earlier, but it wouldn't work. So how that works for me is starting from left and then working to right is different sections of my brass preparation. So I tried. So in the beginning, what I did was I tumbled it, and then from there, basically sprayed it down, and I decapped and resized. It goes in the first tray. From the first tray, and this is me, I mean, there's ways to do it, but this is a new item that I got, and I'll be doing a video on this, and I'm really liking this. So if you guys can see that, it's basically the Frankfurt Arsenal. But what this does is it trims the case, deburrs and chafers, and then cleans the primer pocket as well. And I had the old crank style, and the old crank style works. It works well, but then along with that, I was running RCBS. Geez, let's see if I can get it. Basically going in with this thing in each one of these, and after a while of sitting there twisting and then flipping it over and twisting some more and checking the case gauge and all that stuff is kind of a big pain in the ass, especially when you're doing, you know, I'm not loading hunting rounds, I'm loading, you know, 3-gun stuff. So I got, you know, a couple thousand rounds here, and I'm just basically moving them down the process. So this bucket here, which is getting smaller and thinner, or should I say more empty or emptier, this goes into the last one, and this one's marked ready to load. So it kind of keeps everything in a progressive order, keeps things organized. So if, you know, if my wife calls or something, I know that when I come back, everything is basically where it needs to be, and I know what section I'm working on. So I'm trying to keep myself a little more organized. Before, I was putting stuff in Ziploc bags, and then I was, you know, putting them in bags and marking what it was. And it's kind of Tread's got the Lyman Prep Center, and that one's nice too, the one where you put it on the top. The reason why I went with this one, and this one's a lot noisier. It's not crazy noisy, it's this loud. And I got it right by, you know, right by the computer there. But it does trim the case as well. And I'll do a couple of those to show you guys. but I wanted to ask you guys a question. So you might be familiar with X-Ring, which is a new channel on YouTube. It's a buddy of mine that he has the ability to have a really good channel, and he's doing a really good job of doing it so far. But he's new, and he's doing a VR, and that's him texting me. Where was I? Oh, so he's doing a giveaway at 500. He instantly, really quickly went to 300. And I said, well, you need to do a VR now. You know, that's kind of what happens in the YouTube community. And it's kind of cool because it helps, you know, helps gain subscribers. But it also, you know, as people do VRs, it kind of gets your name spread around more throughout the gun community. And a guy commented on there. He said, enough with VRs, you know. And I was kind of thinking, I'm like, YouTube is a creator content kind of deal. And I know not everybody does videos, but it's if you want to win something, you know, and not every giveaway you have to do a VR. But if you want to win something really nice, like a badass Microtech knife, you know, it's you have to put a little effort into it. This is my opinion. You know, whether you think it's right or wrong, I think if you want to win a nice knife, put up a shitty video. I mean, it only takes, you can download one on your phone in 5 minutes, you know, or don't enter to win. You know, some of you guys out there that do the videos, you know, you can get it down to where it's pretty fast to do a video. First video is always a little tougher than, you know, your 5th or 10th one, of course, but it's like, come on. So he said, so I basically put that. I said it's a creator content. You know, if you want to, you got to, you know, earn your way to get a spot of possibly winning. And he said, well, I don't know, let's see what he said. Because now you got me wondering what he said here. Yeah, because I was like, I don't think. I said, but you know what? I'll ask all you guys out there because well, some people do videos where you can do a VR or just comment at the bottom, you know, and that's always an option. But when you want to try to get your channel to grow, you're trying to use people's VRs, you know. So like Ben 8 Jamin, right? Ben 8 Jamin. If I'm not familiar with his channel and I do a VR for him, the community that I've become familiar with over the years may see his channel and go, oh, I'll go check it out. I would like to win, you know, prize X or what gift X or whatever the case is. And then those people from my channel go to his channel. You know, and in the gun community, when you say gun community, I would assume there's a lot of them because there's always new people coming in to our community from other communities within the gun channel. Like if you think of the big channels, right? Those guys talk to the other big channels like they're buddies, you know, like you would see with kind of like Coda Boy and Pops and all those, you know, where we've hung out together, we've had fun, SoCal and all those guys. Not to, you know, I don't want to list them all that we've met, and TR, Prepper, and all that stuff. But that's kind of a gun community. And then as more people come in, you know, it grows and gets stronger and it becomes even better. But the reason for a VR, when you're giving it away, can be to basically get subscribers. Look at that rusty one. It's a rusty case there. Throw that over there. That's the reason why you do all these little steps, to find imperfections in your brass, cracks, whatever the case is. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I was thinking if the, and I don't mean anything by this, but if the guy wants to be lazy, he can be lazy and watch the video and like the content of the video, but you don't get to enter into to get the possibility of winning whatever the prize is, because at the end of the day, everybody's got probably a smartphone for the most part. A good majority of them. People got computers with cameras on them. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're communicating to all the third world countries out there. Most people have all this crap. And to be lazy and not want to put a video out there is lazy. So, or go find a contest, because I've never heard of the guy before anyways. It's not like he's one of the local guys. I know there's a few of you out there that don't really do videos, but you're very interconnected into the gun community with us, which is cool. You guys are the ones that are always commenting and sharing, and we've come to know you guys for many years now, and we know you don't do videos. So that's kind of just my thoughts on that. But I got lots of cool stuff. So I showed up. I'm getting ready to try to do, I could be lying to you when I tell you this, not that I'm trying to, but I try to plan on at least doing a 3-gun match every other month, hopefully. And that would be like 6 of them, right? Well, more than likely, I'm going to try to get to 6 of them. Doesn't mean I will, but I'm trying to. So I'm trying to get prepped for 3-gun and practice. I definitely need practice. Damn, that was a tight one. But with that, I had to order some stuff. And you guys know, or maybe you don't know, there's a few of you out there maybe. Most of you guys are all family already. I ordered some stuff from Infinity. And you're going to go, holy hell, that's a lot of money. So let's have fun here. Here is an Infinity magazine, a Strayer Voigt Infinity magazine for 40 cal. Okay, it's got a 2mm base pad on it, holds 20 rounds, red follower. Let's have fun. And you guys, without looking on Strayer Voigt's freaking website, you cheaters, what would you think a magazine of this quality goes for? Okay, it's badass. It's a wide body 2011 magazine. Let's have a little fun with that. How much does something like that cost, you think? Had a Medgar mag break on me that last week. And see, Medgar magazines are really good. Was it for a CZ, Viborg? Or, I mean, where'd it go? Stan? I had some issues with that. But it happens to be the stock ones. And yes, I know Medgar makes OEM stock CZ magazines, but the base pad is completely different. 137.57. Wow, you guys think that's a lot of money? We got Tread says $5. Richard W. Richards says $75. I wish I was paying Tread's amount. He must have a really killer deal somewhere on the World Wide Web. But those magazines are, let me hide this part, just so you don't think I'm pulling your leg. This is per each, and about 2 of them, $270 freaking dollars. So $135 for that magazine. But I mean, it's built beautifully. It is a, and you're thinking, well, why would you spend that much money on a magazine? And then I also bought some green fiber optic, a foot of green fiber optic. There's Ray. Hey, you guys, there's X-Ring out there. That's Ray. Good dude. He was actually over at the house earlier today. fixing one of my, well, many of my screw ups, but the trigger on the what trigger was that? That is, oh, sorry, buddy. Wherever. The CNC. Oh, there it is. The CNC trigger. So this one right here. He ended up doing a little tweak to it instead of having to send it back, and he got it to work. Hey Ray, if I send you a link, you think you could get on here? So he got that working, but the guy's knowledgeable and everything. But so that was the reason. One of the reasons why I did the video is, and you guys were commenting mostly, it's like if you want to win, do a VR kind of deal, and you're gonna get that. And I kind of told Ray about you know, you got to have thick skin, and he's like, yeah, I totally understand. And he said some other things, but and it's just the world of YouTube. It's like anybody can be sitting at a desk and say any negative comment, any positive comments they want, right? And not a lot of people, but you know, I got one or two trolls, and you know, they're hiding behind their desk. Not that I'm gonna go find them or capture them or anything, because I really don't care. People can have their opinion. I have had some crazy like death threats years back when I did that Second Amendment video. In response to that one they did in New York about the gun sales shop one. I don't know if you guys seen that video or not. But yeah, there was a bunch of basically anti-gunners going on there and just saying, you know, I hope you die, I hope your kid this or that, you know. And it was just disturbing to know that. I'm really glad they're not Second Amendment people, because they just sound like crazy, whacked out weirdos. So from here, those have all been swedged. So this is empty, no more rattles. Everything has been transferred over to the ready to load out of that bucket. But now I'm going to show you guys, hopefully I can show you guys. This thing's noisy, so I'll just do it a couple times because it's pretty damn noisy. And I got it. I'm all pimped out right now. Check this out, guys. So up here, I can see you guys on the big screen, and I can read your comments. But it's right here as well, and I haven't even looked up there yet. But I'm just having fun, trying to get used to maybe, you know, getting all crazy. This camera was the one that's supposed to be working, and this one, you know, you could be watching what I was doing and all that stuff. Let me try it one more time. Oh, he says he wants to try. Okay, so let's see. Let me go out here real quick. I have reasons at the moment I have to stay low key. The reason I couldn't. Well, I'm able to offer lots of. See, and that's good. If you're able to offer helpful advice, and it's not some, and I'm not talking about Ozark, but I'm talking about anybody that, you know, they just think they can, you know, they come up with the channel name so they can comment on someone's stuff, and then all of a sudden they think they have the power of being a complete douchebag. And at the end of the day, I mean, if that makes them feel better, so be it, but whatever. But let me try to send a link here, and then I will get back to you. So let's see. I see this becoming a complete train wreck. Let's see, X-rays. So give me a second. But if you haven't had a chance, say hi to everybody in the comment section. There's a lot of great guys out there. And I'm going to try to find X-Ring. He's never been on a chat yet. So this would be kind of a first for him. So we'll give it a shot, see how it works. So I'm going to send it to your Google email, because that's how we do it. And I'm going to copy and paste. And it should be in your Google inbox. So there you go. Now let me get back to this. All right, so we got, yeah, in the middle of nowhere, bordering oh yeah, X-Ring's out in a really cool area to shoot. It's got a beautiful property kind of stuff. But with that becomes, you know, we're trying to get internet services kind of shitty. So here we go. We'll try this right now. Oh, so anyways, before I move on, I got 2 extra mags, springs, some fiber optic that I showed you. And this year I'm going to go all green. So the shotgun's green and my pistol will be green. And then obviously the rifle's got a scope on it. So here's a follower. How much do you think this piece of plastic is? I want to know just probably more than you do. Holy crap. $8.42. Pretty amazing. What's up, Yankee 4? Pet load of 2. I'm going to be loading 68 grain Hornet E. It's going to be the load I'm going to try to shoot this year as kind of like get used to it, quit moving around and jumping all over the place, trying different junk. Why green? I like green. It catches my eye faster. I did go from reds, and then I switched over. My shotgun was green, and I really liked the green. It even out here where everything is green, it seemed to pop a lot easier. It's almost like I don't know. For my eye, it's probably just. I think it's a personal thing, and green works to catch my eye. So let's make some racket. You guys are going to hate this for a minute, but I want to show you in case you guys are interested. I'm going to do a bunch of videos on all this crap I bought because that's what YouTube is. You buy something, you show everybody. Could be a dumb video, but you just got to deal with it. So basically, this has already been decapped, resized. So it fits in here, but see how long this is? For some of you guys that don't know what any of this means, but see how tall that is? So we need to get rid of that. So we'll put it in here. Okay. And then we'll clean it up. All right. So now, remember it was too long? Needs a little more. That looks good. All right. So the other way I showed you, where I would have had to sit there like this until it was the right length. I have a little hand crank that would have trimmed it down, and then I would have had to deburr it and shape it. Well, that's fun and fine and dandy if you're only doing 10 rounds. But when you start doing a bunch of rounds, like that big bucket of ammo I'm going to be doing, it's a pain in the ass. That's no other way to say it but a pain in the ass. So now, see how it's trimmed right to the length it needs to be. So that was way easier. That was way easier than having to do the hand crank and then basically grab the tool, flip it over, grab the tool. So now that one's done. Now this one will go into where I'm swedging, the one I just emptied. So that one will go right there. And then I would just sit here and keep making racket, but it's probably really annoying. It's like shaving a pencil, yeah. So these all come off. You can change them out with other tools that have the same thread style, and they're all pretty much the same, RCBS and all that, and it's like a 8/32, or I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's that. But this model here actually does, it kind of has, it's not really a micrometer. but it does have where you can start dialing it into the exact height you want. Then it's got a lock ring here, and then that way it doesn't change, so you can just keep sitting there and put new ones in it, and step to step. You can put it like this if you want, but I figured that it's easier for the brass shavings to fall out than this way than having it straight up and down. So that definitely helps. Some of the things that oh, so here's another item. So I told you guys I bought it's outside doing its magic right now, the Frankfurt wet tumbler, and then I also purchased the stainless steel media transfer magnet, and it looks like this. It's over there, but I don't want to go get it. It's basically that you pull the handle when you want the media to fall, and it was kind of a good thing using media. I've never used media. Most of my wet tumbling is Lemmy Shine and Dawn soap, just, you know, small amounts of it. But I would put it in the iced tea jugs and I would just shake it for a while. And then I'd get pretty darn clean brass, even cleaner sometimes than when I was running dry media, because the dust sucks. The dust is a pain in the ass, you know, and it seems like that the media gets everywhere. But the dust is probably the worst thing. But now I did the wet tumbler with the media, and let me tell you, the media works really good at cleaning brass. But with that said, it's still a pain in the ass trying to get all the media, you know, and hold on a second. Let me turn my microphone off. I got my son calling. All right, sorry about that. Family first. But my wife and kids, well, actually my son and a couple of his buddies, they're all skiing right now, and I wanted to make sure they were safe. So, and if it's raining, I don't think it's even snowing up there, so it's probably making it worse. It's probably a big wet mess of snowboarding or skiing or whatever they did. So let's see, reloading from the hot pot. He did a great video. So I don't know if you guys are familiar. I shot some candy. Basically, I think it was a Sour Patch Kids out of a primed 40 cal shell. And he did a video, which was really cool. If you guys get a chance, check that out. It was he did some 45 stuff with jelly beans. Remember, there's no powder. It's just primers. It's fun to shoot. And it's actually a good time. He was getting a kick out of it, I could tell. I think his stepdaughter was watching or helping out as well. It was really cool. So it was pretty neat. So go check out his video. Check out my video. But it's kind of cool to shoot candy through a pistol. You know, and some of you guys may be saying, well, that's just stupid. And, you know, it kind of is, but it's fun to amuse ourselves somehow. And, hey, Swinger. And it was fun. I was trying to do a little science behind the project of running a pistol primer and a rifle primer and see what the difference was between, you know, just that, the pistol and the rifle small primer. And there was a little bit of difference running the rifle one as well. And yeah, reloading from the hot pot saying your idea. Yeah, you know, I try to come up with crazy stuff, and I like when you guys, you know, have fun and do some more of that. It makes it pretty interesting to see. I think on his video, I think it was the jelly bean. Like when he was shooting stuff out of the 45, it was like denting the wood or whatever he was using. It was some type of wood. I don't know exactly what, but the 45 was getting it on. It was doing some damage. Not like crazy damage. When I was shooting the 40 through the plexiglass where I'm shooting it at the camera so you guys can see it, that stuff was like just fragmenting into thousands of pieces, and I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. So you got to check that out. I did I did go back to do more of those videos, and I got a box of, oh, there they are over there, Good and Plenty's, and I was going to run them in a 9mm. And the only way it's probably going to work is if I really basically crimp down on it so that I'll get a tight enough groove, because even with 9mm, the Good and Plenty was too thin to really like get any pressure behind it. Now you don't have to worry about, you know, catastrophic failure of your firearm. You know, there's no powder involved in it. It's just primer, and it should be a pretty safe thing. No, I haven't tried the mag primers yet. Baby steps. I don't want to use all my good video ideas. So I will do one of those later. I'm going to try pistol, rifle, and then a mag as well. See what kind of differences we get. Skittles. See, Skittles, I don't know if they're round enough. Like, I think the best thing, and I've been kind of looking at it. That's funny when I go into a grocery store now or a gas station, especially a gas station, I'm looking at candy, and I mean, there's a couple of favorites I have, but like now I'm like going, oh, the hot tamale. Like that's my next one I want to do is the hot tamale, because I think for sure it'll work in a 40, but it might even work in a 9 as like a perfect size barrel. It might be too big, I'm not sure. But if they feed in there okay, it's going to do pretty good. And a hot tamale has a pretty good, you know, like density to it, where it could probably be fun, you know, where you could get some dents on the wood. So what other candy should I try out, guys? Like, I know there's tons of different stuff out there, but I'm looking for something either like a Good and Plenty. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those. So here's a Good and Plenty. They're very, they're not the same at all, but they're basically like longer oval shape than they are, you know, round. So I was thinking, oh yeah, these are going to fit down a 9mm shell, and they're going to fit nice and tight, and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find a 9mm real quick. Actually, I got a whole bucket of them right here. And I'll show you guys that it's just not, it's just not to my specification. Actually, that one fits pretty. All right, I'm going to keep that one to the side, because usually it looks like this. So you can see how there's slop in there. So I'd either have to crimp it down a little bit so that you could get some pressure. But what I did was I kind of named it, basically, you know how people will say kill them with kindness? You know, it's kind of like a, I don't know if you call it a metaphor or whatever, but basically kill them with sweetness was my you know, what I was going to call it. So see how that one's sloppy? You can see like the pressure is just going to go around the Good and Plenty. I almost said projectile. I guess it still is a projectile. But look at this one. I found a pretty tight one right here. Like that one's going to be nice. And what I want to do is set it up where I can load a mag of these. Now they're not going to cycle in the firearm on a semi-auto. But it would be cool just to rack the slide and then shoot it again. Like, so give me some more ideas that will fit a 40 or a 40, I mean, geez, 40 or a 9mm that would be a fun candy to shoot. Now, I've done Hershey Kiss stuff where I put it on the end of the barrel. That's another video you guys might have seen. But it's kind of just cool. It's kind of cool. This Mentos in the shotty. Oh, yeah, I could do that. I do have a reloader for the shotgun. God, I haven't reloaded shotgun in forever. It's so expensive to reload shotgun now. Before you could buy shot, it was cheap. And I used to shoot so much shotgun back in the day. That was hot tamales, yeah, are a little bigger than the Good and Plenty's. Okay, so those might even work better than a 9 and maybe a 40. What else we got? Have a new one in the works. Feeding through the mag. Yep. Well, if you're already working on it, you're probably going to beat me to it. So tag me to your video so I can watch it. Let's see. What else did I get? So I got my Infinity stuff. I've been waiting like 2 years to buy those mags. Use Starburst and cut your own. Starburst. What the hell is a Starburst? Starburst. Oh, got it. Starburst are the square ones. Now and laters. Yeah, that's kind of the same. Starburst. Yeah, and I was thinking they do like wax bullets. You ever seen like there's companies that make wax bullets for like your 45 long Colts and you kind of your cowboy gun stuff, and they'll use just a primer, and it's just basically it feeds into the shell. It's not out like a bullet, and those seem to work. Those look like they work pretty well. Boom, boom. Let's see. So I talked to you guys about the Frankfurt Arsenal trimmer, my wet tumbler, the magnet thing. You guys save. So think of it. The world comes to an end, right? Shit hits the fan, as they say. And you're out of shot for your shotgun. Look at that. So I've been collecting my primers because these are brass. Don from Trees a Blowing, he's like, I did a video one day where I'm pouring like a full, you know, after you do a bunch of collects in there and then you can pour them out, primers. And he's like, man, don't throw those away. Those are all brass or whatever. And he's like, you should save those. It's like, I'll give it a shot just to kind of, I'm going to see how long it takes to basically fill up a big old sweet tea jug of primers. And it's going to take a while. I mean, that's a lot right there. So we got 1, 2, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have no idea how many is in here. There's probably at least 8,000 of them in there. And that, look how much left. So, like I just put probably 2,000, probably 1,500 more in it today, matter of fact. Now, I'm not sure if you guys, Rick, is X-Ring going to make a farm shoot? I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see. I killed a rat with a 12 gauge reloaded with old primers. There you go. See? Yeah, that's good. I mean, all you need is something to move forward. Some, you know, lead's going to fly farther and hit harder than probably that stuff, but I wouldn't want to get shot with that. I'm sure you guys wouldn't either. So, hell, I wouldn't want to get shot with these things. If I had a 12 gauge full of freaking good and plenties with powder in it, oh, thank you. No way, Jose. So let's talk about something real quick. So I tumbled. Tell me if you guys do this as your way of reloading. So I basically, the Dillon 650, I turned into a single stage press basically. So after I washed them all, I basically sprayed them down with the case lube. And this isn't Dillon case lube, it's homemade lube, but in a Dillon bottle. And basically, while they were still wet, just poured them out, let all the water go. I was in a towel like this to get all the water and the, you know, just to confirm there's no media left in it. Put them on a big towel on a snow, on this thing, a snow sled, right? Sprayed them down really good. And then directly into the hopper for the case. So from there, as I was going, I would just pull them out where the primer stage was, and then I'd throw them in here. So they didn't run all the way through because with necked cases, right, you got to trim them. So this doesn't do all that at once. You can buy a trimmer. You have to put on a separate tool head that'll trim the brass, which is even faster, but one day I'll probably move up to something like that. But right now I'm moving from the old hand crank thing. So I'm already like light years ahead. Like my production rate is, you know, tripled basically. So most people, you know, and you'll see X-Ring out there somewhere. Maybe he's not there anymore, I don't know. But he will not load precision ammo, rifle stuff on a 650. And a lot of it has to do with the actual powder charge, you know, and not being precise enough for what he does. Me, on the other hand, I'm not going to notice probably. I know that through that machine, I can make ammunition 223 that is just as good, if not better, than the stuff I'm going to buy at the store. Even the higher grain, you know, like $23 a box kind of stuff. Not just the regular like 55 grain crap ammo that you spend the least amount of money on. So I'm gonna go ahead and be able to make ammunition that's gonna be cheaper or the same cost depending on where you buy it. But I feel like I'm gonna be able to make a superior ammo compared to some of the crappy ammo out there. So I'm gonna get more precision doing it from a progressive loader than I would if I would have bought cheap ammo from store X. Now, with that said, if you're looking for the best of the best, accuracy, precision, then you would want something that is a perfect drop of powder every time. And doing that through one of these is probably not your best bet. And that's why you have different stuff. You know, and more expensive stuff and better scales and all that kind of stuff. So when you're trying to shoot to that level, you definitely have to spend more money on making sure your stuff's perfect. Me, on the other hand, I'm building a round that's good enough for what I need to do. I don't need groups like this. Do I want groups like that? Yes, I want groups like that. But the stuff I'm shooting at is this big. So if I'm off a little bit from here to here, it doesn't really matter. As long as the damn thing, you know, picks up and shows that it got hit or falls over or puts a hole in it, or depending on what's going on. So, but I wanted to show you guys this box setup. I bought it at Bud's Gun Shop in Tennessee. I was hoping Hickok 45 needed ammunition that day and just wanted to show up for some reason, but he wasn't there. So my son and I had a good time with that. That was cool. But we bought that stuff here. I got 2 of them. You can see down here. So you see those the red boxes there? There's 6 of them, 8 of them. So there's 8 of them. So there's 800 rounds of 40 for the Infinity. It's a little longer overall case length. It's actually a recipe that Ray made, X-Ring, for the Infinity. And then that one on the bottom, I haven't really utilized yet, but it's probably going to be for, actually there is some stuff in there. It's just regular 40, like for normal Glock 40, Smith & Wesson, you know, regular 40, not a specialized round. So getting ready for 3-gun. I mean, I got my ammo ready. I'm working on my ammo for my 223. Don't you love that sound? It's like winning a slot machine or something. So I got that. I bought a crap ton of shell. You guys might have seen that video. It was a while ago last year when we were doing 3-gun. Bought a bunch of cases of Rio 12 gauge. I think it was 1,200 feet per second or 1,300 feet per second. Let's see. And this stuff worked good in my gun. Rob had trouble with it in his gun, which was basically the same gun. Yeah, 1,280 feet per second. What we got here? 2 3/4. We got 3 1/4 drum, and 1 1/8 ounce with 7.5 shot. Me, I don't really like 8s. I like 7.5s. I get a little more distance. If you can't shoot it with 7.5s, you probably, I mean, unless you're just looking for a little chip to come off of the clay, you know, there's no difference between a 7.5 and an 8. They're a little bit smaller. You get a little more, but damn, just practice. Shoot more with the shotgun. Let's see. Tread's got to go to work, so have a good one at work. Be safe. Let's see who we got. Stands out there. You can reprime them if you're really hard up. Reprime what? I missed that one, Stan. Sorry. I can't keep up with the thing here. Be right back. Gotta go feed the pups. Midas Welby's in the house. True, that is why I load 223 on an average. Yes, so I'm running it at 20. I did some testing, and I did 25 grains of CFE 223, and then I did 25.1 grains of CFE. Hi, Kyle. Didn't really get a drastic changes, and I was getting feet per second that I was looking for, even with the 25. And this thing is set up to do 25.1, and since there's not really a big difference, I'm just going to leave it because I know it's dialed in at 25.1. You know, and these things aren't the most accurate powder droppers, right? But I really try to, you know, do a few, mess with it a little bit, you know, clear it out to get it to the new measurement, and just keep measuring it until you're always getting like right there. You really feel like, you know, and then you pour the next one on it and it's exactly double. And you do that and it seems to work, and you're like, you feel like, you know what, I feel like this is going to be good. It seems like everything's going to work right. So then you go, okay, I'm good. And then you put the scale away, and now it's time to load ammo. So that's kind of something in here. I'm going to basically, when I get ready to reload these, I'm not going to deprime them again because they're already deprimed. I'm not going to resize them again. I'm going to go straight in. It's going to be kind of a pain, but it's kind of precision, almost single stagey, but not as single stagey, you know, as you could be. But I'm going to go ahead and put the shell in, prime it, and then it's going to go around and start making ammo. So I'm going to be skipping basically just the decapping and resizing. So it's progressive, but it's really not. I'm not getting it back to the case feeder or anything like that. But I feel like that's an actual good kind of a cheating way of doing a single stage press, because it's just not ever going to be single stage. I don't have the time nor want. There's not really a difference for me, like I said, with this size accuracy and that size accuracy. So it'll work. It's going to work just fine. Other than that, that is about it. If you guys don't know, every time I put 100 primers in there, I put a check mark. Depending on what it is, like I've loaded, let's see, 2,100 rounds of 40, 300 rounds of 223, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2,200 rounds of 9mm. So I'm trying to keep track of what I've loaded. Hey, Modern Mountain Man. Because why? Because when someone asks you, how many rounds have you loaded with that thing? Like that one on the wall that I've loaded a bunch of with? I have no idea. All I can say is a lot, or I'm not sure, you know. So with this one, I'm going to know exactly how many I've loaded. And I don't know why that's a big deal to me, but it is. So I'm going to continue on with the little hash marks and the 5, and why not? Someone's going to ask me, I'll give them a perfect, accurate amount. And maybe 5 years from now, something wears out or whatever. Remember, it's all lifetime warranty. I mean, this is definitely one of the ways to go. No BS warranty. I can say, well, I've loaded, you know, 32,400 rounds, and that'll give somebody else later on a good idea when a part might wear out. So I don't know, it's kind of dumb, but it's something I'm already started, so I might as well continue on. So the other day we went out to the range with the AR-10. And this was a POF lower. It's a POF lower. And I don't know what the upper is. I bought it off of Gunbroker. It's supposed to be some SAS barrel, blah, 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 something or other. So I bought the upper. This is a Magpul, the PRS version, precision rifle stock. And we went ahead and put the CMC trigger back in it, and it's working now. But this thing shot, well, it didn't shoot bad. We couldn't get this thing on to get a good sight picture. So after Ray looked at it, basically it boiled down to crappy, because this is a pretty good scope. It's a Varix 3 by 10 by 40, or 3.5 by 10 by 40. But the mounts that I used were shit. So basically, you know, I got what I paid for. So I didn't spend the money on a good, basically an optic mount. So with that said, the scope was like way off, and I didn't even notice it. I guess that's one of the perks of having a buddy that's really good at this crap. He's like, man, that thing is all jacked up. So he's all, look at this. And I'm looking down the deal, and I'm like, man, that thing is jacked up. So we tried to fix it. At the end of the day, the mounts suck, and I need to get new ones. So spend the money. You know, you don't have to spend crazy money, but you got to at least spend more than $20 at Walmart on a pair of scope mounts for an AR-10 or a 308. So, lesson learned, right? Other than that, we got a problem right here. The pin, it's not a pin, it's a screw, does not line up in here. So you can't put the little screw in here. So this will slide forward sometimes. So I'm going to need to drill press that out. I'll do that some other day when I'm completely bored out of my mind, because I don't shoot this gun very often. But this is a bitchin' sweet rifle. Custom painted by yours truly with rattle cans. Sponge paint and rattle cans is one of the best ways, in my opinion, to do camouflage. You get a very consistent, non-consistent pattern, if that makes any bit of sense. But it's and I did a video. He's not around YouTube much, or he hasn't been in a long time, but his name was see, it's been that long. Bush Hunt. Bush Hunt was his name. And we talked about how just camouflaging your firearm, right? So say you go hunting, or you want to hide from people, or you want to ambush somebody, right? And you're all camouflaged out. And then you got this glowing black firearm in the middle of the woods. You know, and if you really look at the woods, there is nothing black in the woods, unless it had some type of fire scars in it from a fire past. You know, there's lots of different shades of brown, but there's really nothing that is straight up black in the forest, unless it's dark and you don't see it. So camouflage, even the lamest, ugliest camouflage, you know, unless it's like bright colors or something, like, is definitely gonna help to hide your, you know, the outline of a weapon. It's you know, how important is it? I guess it doesn't really matter, but look at that. See, if you think of this as the forest, like this is for the handle here, for the grip. Look how much different that is if this was the forest. This is you. Well, here's you in camouflage with your black AR or whatever you're carrying in the forest. Like, do some research. Go out and just throw your not throw it, but go put your rifle in the forest. Go hang it up with a couple strings, and then have your buddy walk by and, you know, maybe put like a camouflage jacket or a couple things, and you're gonna go, "Hey Val, how you doing, buddy?" Bald and curious there. It's a huge difference. So if you ever really need to hide in the woods, you know, make sure you where's my other rifle at? You do some type of wrap or some rattle cans or whatever, or some awesome Cerakote or whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, this is way easier to just have some cans of paint available to change as your terrain changes. So something to think about. Very simple to do. Some sponges. You know, you got 3 cans of different paint, and then you mix 2 together in the middle to give you 4 different colors of paint. Start from your darkest, no, from your lightest up, and then you can come back and then touch up stuff. So basically anything that's dark that you have like in the fronts, like you're just basically trying to break it up so you don't have the ability to figure out what the shape is if you're the bad guy. Like, man, that looks like the shape of a gun right there. X-Ring is a Jedi. X-Ring is a Jedi. The X-Ring can shoot. If you didn't see his video, it was either yesterday or today. He bought the Glock 19X, and I wasn't a big fan of it. Still am not a big fan of it. But he's basically, we're shooting at 15 yards. Then we go back to 50. I'm trying to hit it. I hit it once. And I'm like, I'm gonna let me see you do it again. And he just freaking hits. He's a great shot. But that's because he practices a lot. He understands trigger control, which is huge, especially when you're shooting out, you know, 50, 100 yards, 200 yards. And that's where the practice comes in. So I don't know. I've always said for years now, if you want to get better at something, hang out with people that are smarter than you. You know, Mark MPG 8 something on YouTube. He is a class act shooter, and he calls the buddies that he hangs out with the smart kids. All right, so those are the guys that understand the fastest way to get from here over to here. Hey, Gillian. You know, and shooting that stage or whatever the case is, like he learns from the smart kids, and that's what I'm basically saying as well. If you want to get better at something, learn. You need to hang around people that know more than you, that are better than you. Padawan. Are you his Padawan? I don't know what the hell Padawan means. See, in Bald and Curious, see, he like please look at his comment. He says, you should hang out with me more than. So he's basically saying he's better than me. And I would possibly agree that he's better than me, because I'm humble enough to like give it to him. Like, you shoot very well. But with that said, I'm cocky enough to say I did reload shotgun shells faster than you, so I did kick your ass with that. But with that said, I'm a humble man. I wouldn't say anything like that. So get better at your shotgun, and then we'll talk. Oh, a Jedi student is a Padawan. I lost track of Star Wars back in the day. When I was little, man, I was big into it when they all came out. But all that new crap. They screwed me up when they put stuff in front. And then I'm like, well, okay, this is Darth Vader. And I'm like, what the hell? I just said the hell with it. I don't need to watch Star Wars. So who's got questions out there? Even broken clock is right twice a day. Yes, it is. Because I'm going to start cutting these right here. And you guys, yes, the 80s rock. Let's see. Haven't seen your 6x6 with shotgun. Did it in 13-degree weather. We did a live contest, Bald and Curious. And what else you were there. You saw me kick your ass. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, go back and watch the video. No, I would like to meet up with some of you guys. Well, Bald and Curious was at the farm last time, and I had to work. But I'll definitely compete against old Bald and Curious. He'll probably beat me on the pistol, but I'll have to see how that works out. I want to see you shoot it, reload, and shoot it again. I have a video of 8 and 8 if you want to watch that. And I did it in 14 seconds. But that was 8 shells, 8 rounds on target, not just shooting it. So check that one out. What else? Let's see. How's Yankee Marshall fans? They still following you there, Bald and Curious? I don't got much more for you guys. All my new toys I've already showed you. So I got 2 mags, got the springs, got the follower. You know, I'm excited because this right here is going to save me a lot of time. It's kind of heavy too. It's good. It means it won't slide all over the thing as you go. But it's loud. It's not YouTube channel friendly. So just the Yankee Marshall haters. Yeah, I got a couple helping you out on that. They came over. Yankee Marshall's the greatest ever. At what? That's what I was thinking. Team Trainwreck is versus Team Occupied Zone New York. No. Yeah, we got you will hear Team Trainwreck. We have a group of individuals. I'm sure you all know who they are because you guys are all part of that. But Bald and Curious, he's part of the Team Trainwreck. So he's one of them. He just hasn't shot with the rest of the team yet. But other than that, it's definitely fun. And you know what? I honestly like when I don't like when I screw up, but I don't mind showing when I do screw up because I think that shows that you're human. It shows that you're there, right? You're there competing against people. It shows that you're out there putting yourselves out there and you're putting yourself out there to get better, even though you may have a stage that's a complete cluster and you got shells and shit and all your gear's falling off or whatever the case is. Like you're there, you're actually doing it. You know, the guy that's on the computer saying, oh, you suck or whatever. I haven't really got one of those yet. But those are the guys like, well, let's see it. You know, show us your video of how awesome you are. So how many minutes have we been talking, gents? Let's see. Does it tell me? It says 0 seconds. Oh, 1 hour and 3 minutes. All right. Is that right, you guys? 1 hour and 3 minutes? Is that what you guys are seeing? Oh, Bald, Joey, and question mark, Team Occupied Zone. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to take those guys on. Me, Pops Quest, Coda Boy, and Ray. Hashtag Real Talk. So other than that, I'm gonna leave it at like an hour. I mean, that's a long time to sit here and watch me anyways. You guys got shit to do. Go get back to work. make your wife dinner, do something nice for somebody. See you guys on the next video. And don't forget to go over and subscribe to all these guys on the external and check out X-Ring, all capital letters. It's a really good channel, and I think you'll like it. A lot of full auto stuff. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll do it on another video. I'll talk about full auto. It was phenomenally badass awesome. So stay tuned for that as well. See you guys on the next one. Bye for now.